Yes.
Yeah. So like,
I don't have no. It's nice of you to share.
I'll get canceled by proxy because not only am I
You
your
let me on.
I'm your friend. I'm letting you say these things.
You
Like
need to
I'm
try
letting
and
you say
stop
these
me.
things, and I'm not editing it out. I'm not doing anything. I'm just letting it happen. So it's on me. And I was just like, this feels unfair, at least a little bit. But yeah, the whole so supposedly Dan has been. Now I'm gonna say what happened, but I'm gonna also say that I don't think any of it's real. Dan apparently has been accused of grooming girls who were fans of his, and
Mm,
then grooming them while they were underage, and then when they become of age, he like basically hit it and quit. The wild part is like he's not being
yeah.
accused of grooming; he's being accused of hitting it and quitting it. Like he'll do everything
Here's
to
the thing:
I was like, that's just how sex works.
is grooming illegal?
Yes, grooming is in theory grooming is illegal because it
Yeah,
shows
in
intent.
theory, but
Sam here,
in law,
brand new superhero
Say
at your
what?
service.
in law,
In law, I think it's like one of those things where it's like it shows intent.
okay.
Cause like I don't
Because
know.
I've never really understood it because nowadays so people are so fast to use the term grooming.
Oh, that's because they learned what it means and they just yeah.
Yes.
It's like calling somebody a racist. Like no one truly understands what
And
racist means.
because like
Bo peepers.
okay,
Funny.
if that's a
I
situation,
tried hiding
then
as part of Billy Batson, but Freddie and me would
like
still need to
then
sneak past
parameters need to
Savant
be
if you
set,
wanted
you
to
know?
escape.
Yeah, like definitely. Because I mean, let's like one subject at a time. So supposedly, like yeah, Dan's like, oh, he hits it. Like he'll go out of his way to get on a girl's good side, and then before you know it, like she'll let him sleep with her, and then
Yeah.
after that, it's like
Let's let's not forget. Remember, we had that other conversation about the other guy, the other YouTuber.
who's a
With I don't remember his name, but remember the girl that went and visited him and then made the whole video that
oh
was
yeah yeah
like,
yeah yeah.
I'm not saying he raped me, but he groomed me and prepared me for this. And
But
yeah,
but again, the problem and the problem with that is obviously you're not saying that he raped you. Like you're not saying that he raped you, but with that being said, you've introduced rape into the conversation, and no one's going to be able
yes,
to take it out of their minds.
you wanted, yeah, you wanted to use it to associate him with it.
Yeah, and it's gonna work, and it's gonna work because we're
And
clearly in this we're
yeah,
in this
and because of the way that information works. Everybody doesn't always get the full story. All they hear, they'll hear fragments of it. But
and that's all they care
one
about.
word is going to stick out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be rape and it's gonna be groomed. It's gonna be like, and again, I think that's how come like people who like get to the point where they've learned what groom means, and they're under the impression that like, well, that's illegal, right? Like, not necessarily. It's creepy and it's gross,
No.
but it's
Yes,
not
but
illegal.
also in that specific case, I'm pretty sure she was legal. So, like, I don't think she was a 13-year-old kid
No, she was a
that
grown woman
yes,
who
that he
Savannah
spoke
didn't
to for
appreciate our
years.
methods of trying to get
No,
past
she
him.
made these
We have to be a
decisions
little
as
more
an
careful
adult.
going
And
forward.
then when she didn't get what she wanted, she went and tried to have him canceled.
because yeah,
And
that's
then
what it
it
was.
proceeded to have
She,
no
she,
effect
because
on
she
his
was
life.
because she was trying to use him to further her career, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And so, that channel, that video is somewhere. I think it's on the other channel. Because my whole thing about that was like, well, in theory,
Oh, that was when we went live, right?
nah, yeah,
When we did the
yeah, on
uh,
I think so. At least
StreamYard?
it's like chat on or
StreamYard?
something stupid,
No,
something that
that's
we don't,
Shadow.
something we don't use no more. So
Shadow. Apply directly to the forehead.
so yeah, we was So like apparently, yeah, Dan's been accused of that, and quote unquote, like they have like proof that he's done it, and so like when I say like Aaron's a hypocrite, when I like say any of that shit, what I mean is like Aaron has like openly stated, like they have both stated, like yeah, we used to say things in the past that we know better than to say now, and blah 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 blah. And my beef with that is, what did you used to say? Like, you're not saying what it is that you won't do anymore. You're just saying that there used to be a thing. You're just saying that there used to be a thing, but you're not. You're not. And like my beef with that is like you're not owning up to what you used to do. You're not owning up to it. And like I know for a fact that it's like, well, it's not necessarily. That's not really what we're here to discuss. It's like no, it should be what you're here to discuss. You should be you should be willing to tell people like, yeah, you might not know this, but I used to use the N word in like in even if you say without the hard R, acknowledge like yeah, it doesn't matter how I used to say it, but I did used to use the word kind of frequently, and I didn't really understand like the connotations that it had, and with that being
Which is that now that's one thing that I'll never actually truly believe. Legitimately. Because if there's one thing that anybody from any country on this planet knows, it's America's relationship with black people and specifically like the connotations that word has.
yeah, like you don't get to be like, well, I didn't really understand what I was saying.
Yeah.
It's like,
No.
how do you not know? Because he's from Florida, so I guess you could argue it's like, well,
and they're some of the biggest like Florida is a stupid backwards place. And so he definitely knows. He definitely knew. The thing is like he just grew up around so many other white people who were using it. It was never an issue until he joined a public forum, and then people were like, and it probably wasn't even people on the internet that were telling him, "Hey, you should stop that." It was probably people who were involved in his management and monetization that were like, "Hey, this could get bad for us.
Yeah, we need you to cut that out." Yeah, we need you to cut that out. And like so, like again, I wouldn't even. And I guess like the major reason like I have issue with it in the slightest is because I'm black. And so like for me, like to listen to this dude who is like, yeah, like I this that and the third, or like to just hearing because like one of the I'm struggling to talk because I'm actively having to think about what I'm playing. Yeah, I'm actually having to think about it. And so like hearing like because he's like one of my favorite things that I've talked about in the past with him is that I find it funny that both of them, if they don't like something, they will openly call it gross or that it's disgusting because like they talk bad, and I mean they talk bad about stuff like Taco Bell or whatever the fuck. Like if they don't like it, if they do not like
they don't like Taco Bell, they could fight me, bro.
Like he's like, well, I still eat it, but and it's like, okay, I'd love to know how that's relative to anything. Like, how is that relative to anything in the world? But like that's just one of those things that I find funny is that like. Is it like if they don't like it, it's not good, or if there's like for any particular reason.
Yeah, I really know like how much sense that whole like I didn't know it was hurting anybody argument makes me like zero, because like during like the George Floyd stuff, right in the middle of the pandemic.
That in the
even countries, even countries like Germany and
God,
Japan.
what the fuck happened?
I don't know. I ain't watching.
Oh, this was before then.
I know, but like even then, like countries like Germany and Japan were holding freaking rallies saying y'all gotta treat people better.
Yeah.
Japan is one of the most racist countries on the face of the earth.
So like, and I remember like when, like during the whole Black Lives Matter thing, like their Facebook page like posted like that they stay like basically they were like all like, oh yeah, I stand with these people, and I was like, and I just I couldn't help but be like, you motherfuckers, like for real, like it's hypocritical as fuck. It's like I'm not saying it, and man, when I tell you like I have pointed out to them that I've pointed out to like other fans of Game Grumps, it's like y'all realize that he don't affiliate with no African Americans, none whatsoever, none at all. Like real.
He can't even give you that whole "this is my one black friend" thing.
No, yeah, he can because he's cool with the British black dude from Game of Thrones. Like of all, when it comes down
Jacob?
to,
Well, he's a YouTube guy.
Shazam here.
so when I
He
tell
got
you
big on
like,
Hero at your
YouTube.
service. Not
like
that I'm
that's
a
the
pro at
only
whole Cape Crusader
that's the
thing.
only
Let me tell you
like
my
dude
origin story.
that I've seen.
You mean Raleigh Ritchie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when people like, cause I've said like, yeah, y'all have never noticed that they've never had a black person on the show, and it's like, but what about that one guy? Like they've never done anything related like to deal with black people whatsoever.
I mean, also, like, even part of that is, like, almost, I mean, they don't necessarily have to do it, but it's a bit of clout chasing. The
Yeah,
one
like
black person they used was a well-known black person.
yeah, from a very famous TV show. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so some people were like, yeah, but like I was like, look, we didn't seen every staff member at the office. I mean, every single fucking staff member. Like, is the only people of color that they have on their staff are like people who are clearly Asian. That's it. They don't have any black people on their staff. They've never done anything with any black people whatsoever. Like, yeah, Danny's a Jew, but and
Because of Kanye and Nick Cannon, those relationships are strained.
wait, Nick Cannon, what Nick Cannon do?
Nick Cannon, this was why he got fired from Wild and Out and all of that a few years ago, because he made a comment about Jews.
Do you remember what he said? Because I don't remember that. I ain't catch that.
Not completely. I'd have to look it up. Give me a second. I'm putting my clothes in the dryer. I didn't mean to make it sound so epic.
I hate, like, ain't nothing worse when a game like takes your ability to walk away from you. Like, god damn. The solution this time is don't do the other thing. But yeah, like don't go into the Santa place. Golly, man.
I don't even want to search this. I don't even get it. Nothing comes up when I type it in Google. Google doesn't even want to tell me. I just typed in Nick Cannon Jews. Let's see.
walk through this. Like, I feel like in free play they should get it to the
Savannah sure wasn't giving up easily. Freddy knew there
Like,
had to be something nearby he could use to help me out.
Like, I feel like when you're doing free play, like they should skip that shit. Like, you've seen it already. But the problem is, like, they don't give you an option to do. They don't give you an option to not do free play. Like, I can't, like, because I'm, yeah, there we go. I'm about to say, because I'm too close. Like, I'm gonna always point out, like, the flaws in this shit. Like, I think when it's open, you can. Fuck, stop. Like, with the shit. Like, you are. There we go. Like,
Okay,
they really didn't want you to get this one.
Oh, you gonna hit me with that? Wow, right when I was about to read it? No. I'm not joining.
That is 3.
So he was talking to Professor Griff from Public Enemy on his podcast, I think. And it says that black people are the true Hebrews. It's never hate speech. You can't be anti-Semitic when we are the Semitic people. When we are the same people who they want to be, the birthright. We are the true Hebrews.
That's not even saying anything negative about Jewish people.
It says black people are the true Hebrews and Jews have usurped that identity. Then can argue that lighter-skinned people, Jewish people, white people, Europeans are a little less and have a deficiency that historically caused them to act out of fear and commit acts of violence to survive. They had to be savages.
That's how he feel?
Yeah.
Damn.
And so that was a little thing for a while. Like, that was when he got fired, and he got fired from Wild 'N Out. He never got fired from Masked Singer. He at that time was, I think, about to have a talk show, but they like put that on pause. And then that's when the whole case for him, like, he was like suing Viacom to get ownership of Wild 'N Out because they were trying to continue the show without him, and literally all of the cast was like, no.
All right, we're gonna pause it right there. We're gonna like pick up in the next episode. I didn't know I was going to do that stage twice. No one knew I was going to do that stage twice. But until next time, you know what I'm saying? Get out!